Hello my FABE, welcome to MaiMoments, the best channel for makeup and hair tutorial and also products review. Today I'm going to attempt to create Taylor Swift hairstyle at the Grammy 2021. What you want to do is actually brush your hair. I'm using this is a tin to spray all over my hair. This is a great product for protections from the heat and also is going to help your hair to be more strength and smooth. With any kind of braid or hairstyle, it's really important to brush your hair thoroughly because it's going to make it easier during the process. I'm going to divide my hair in half. If you have bangs then you want to leave that out, but if you don't have bangs like mine, I'm just going to include those in the braid. I'm going to work on my right first, which means that I'm going to tie my hair up on the left side so that could be out of the way so I could only focus on one section at a time. The placement of this braid is everything, so I'm going to have my hand in the front and I'm going to turn on the left side since I'm working on my right. Grab the section starting from the ears and all the way to the back. Now I'm going to divide that sections in half. Now I want to grab a smaller sections from the outer right, so I'm going to use the right thumb and I'm going to poke a sections outward and place it on the left side. As you can see, it's making a cross. Then I'm going to apply the same method on the outer left using my thumb and take a sections and grab it toward the right sections. This is where it's going to get complicated, so bear with me. I'm going to use my thumb again, poking through a sections and placing on the left side. So basically is repeat itself, but this time we are going to grab a section that is loose and I'm going to insert it and combine that with the pieces that I just placed on the left side. Now moving on to the left side, we are going to repeat this step as grabbing a piece on the left side and adding that to the right side. And very similar to the right side, I'm going to add a section that is loose and combine with the sections that I just placed it on top. As you know, this method is very similar to a French braid, but it's actually a fishbone braid because they only have two sections that just overlap each other. A lot of time you usually see people do a fishbone braid toward the ends, but instead I decided to do it toward the middles, very similar to how Taylor Swift have her hair, and that's why this is the best method for the look. If you found that French braid is pretty complicated because you are dealing with 3 strings, then don't be afraid. Try this fishbone braid because it's only deal with 2 strings and you have a very similar outcome at the end. Once you add all the loose hair into the braid, you should end up with 2 original strings. This is my favorite part because it's easier from the beginnings, and as you can see, I end up with the 2 strings. So the outer left or the outer right, I'm going to use my thumb to divide the sections and just place it on top of each other. If you want the braid to look even more perfect, keep in mind whenever you are grabbing these sections on the side, you don't want to grab such a big piece. You want a smaller piece, and be consistent on both sides whenever you are adding hair on top of each other, and eventually it will look like a fishbone braid. Also, the longer the hair, the longer it would take. Taylor Swift have a really short hair, so her hair is really easy to do, but my hair is going to take a while, so I'm going to speed up this process. Repeat this step until you reach toward the bottoms, and during the process, if your braid got loose, don't worry, just go ahead and pull it on both sides. It will tighten up as you wish, and then continue on as if it never happened. And if your hair is long like mine, be patient because at the end of the tunnel there will be light. So keep continuing on until we're able to tie it with elastic and you're done for the right side. The trick of creating a volumized braid is that we are going to do a tug of war. I'm going to spread out on both sides and gradually from the start toward the ends, and as you can see, the braid now is bigger than itself. It's making your hair look much fuller like you are wearing a wig, but in fact you're just using your own hair. Now it's time for me to put a braid into a bun. I don't like the hairs at the end to hang it out. That's why I'm going to use a bobby pin and actually pin that part up. Once I'm going to wrap my braid around, you cannot really see that bobby pins anymore, and it's going to cover your imperfections. I'm going to use my left hand as a base where I want my bun to start and end, and using my right to wrap around the sections that I would like. And by the way, Taylor Swift does not have long hair as mine, so that's why she would not able to create a perfect bun. But for me, I'm just go ahead and do that. If you have a shorter hair, just try to bobby pins where it's best for you. But this is technically the method. Add more bobby pins as needed to feel secure. So I have one on the top and I'm going to place another one on the side. It's going to hold pretty well, so that's why I'm going to loop that one more time before I'm going to add more bobby pins. I've got to mention this, but my bun, how I put it, is like a clockwise. As you can see, it is from the left to the right when it's go all around. And once again, add more bobby pin as needed. Since my hair is a lot, so I'm going to add like 10 bobby pins just to make sure everything will be secure and stay in place. And at the end, you definitely want to cover that up. You don't want your hair pieces to stick out. So I'm just going to tuck that part under the buns and nobody would know. Here's the second chance if first part did not make any sense or you cannot able to see it clearly. So I'm going to grab a section starting from my ears and all the way to the back. That's going to be the first piece that I'm going to work. Then divide that part in half. On the outer right, I'm going to grab a piece using my thumb and place it toward the left sections and do the same thing as grabbing a piece on the left side and place over to the right side. This is where it might frustrate you. So I'm going to use my thumb and grabbing the outer section and place it on the left side. Now I'm going to add the loose hair and adding to that previous strings that I just placed it on top and adding together. Apply the same technique on the left section. So I'm going to use the left thumb and take in a section and place over toward the right and adding more hair together in that strings. Then repeat the same method as on the right side, adding a strings and placing more hair into that. This is also very similar to a French braid, but if you have hard time knowing how to do a French braid, this could be an alternative method. Once you collect all the loose hair, you should end up with 2 strings. And I'm going to start out with my right because that's the continue on and grabbing a sections on the outer right using my thumb. And I'm going to repeat this step on the outer left. And you want to be consistent as possible. As mentioned before, you already seen this process, so I'm going to speed it up. What I love about this braid is that it looks complicated and very cool, but it's really easy to do and you can actually see what you're doing comparing to the other hairstyle. Then tie your hair together with elastic to secure the braid. To add some volume to the braid, I'm going to tuck a wart and spreading out the braid. As you can see now, it's going to be bigger than itself and it looks really nice and full. Don't try to spread too much at one section. You definitely want to work at it from the top to the bottom until you are satisfied with the braid. Now it's time for me to put my braid into a bun. I don't like the loose end, so I'm going to secure that with a bobby pins. And you definitely want to hide that under the braid so you are not able to see it sticking out. Now I'm going to loop the braid around to create a bun in the directions of counterclockwise. So as you can see, it starts from the left side to the right side. Then I'm going to add a U-shaped bobby pins where I think I need it the most. It's really depend on where you want an emplacement and how secure you want it to be. I feel it's much easier for you to use a U-shaped bobby pins rather than a bobby pins whenever you are doing this. Since my hair is long, I'm able to loop around like 3 or 4 times. Before adding more bobby pin to secure the buns, I would recommend you to make sure that both sides is even because it's going to be a hassle if it's not. It's harder to fix at the ends rather during the process. Once you like how it looked, then secure U-shaped bobby pins all around. And at the end, make sure that you want to tuck those little pieces inside the bun so we can make it even more perfect and professionals. With any kind of hairstyle, it's not always going to be perfect, so you definitely need to adjust it as you please, and that's what I'm going to do right now until I am satisfied. This is just my preference. I don't like the gap between the buns, so I'm going to combine together using a U-shaped bobby pin. So I'm just grabbing the side of the braid and also grabbing the other side of the braid and press it downward or upward depending on how secure you want it to be or whatever make you feel secure. And there it is. It's going to be connected together. This hairstyle is so beautiful and elegant even for everyday look, but it's great for special occasions and you can definitely wow the person that you are with. To add more volume and definition to this hairstyle, just like Taylor Swift, I'm going to add a loose curl on the side of my face. This is definitely going to create this look even more lovely and elegant. When you are curling your hair, you just want to make sure that the hair pieces is going to face outward from your face. This is really going to give you that amazing dimensions. So this is the completed look. If you have any concerns or requests, definitely comment down below. Make sure to subscribe, ring the bell for more notifications. And as always, love yourself, stay motivated. Peace out.